They were people like Vivian Silva, whose body wasn't identified for months because there wasn't enough of her charred remains left to even extract DNA from. She spent every weekend, like so many people in the communities in the south of Israel, every weekend driving children with the most rare medical conditions that couldn't be treated in one of the Hamas-run hospitals in Gaza into very specialist units inside Israel. And she spent every weekend doing that and working with B'Tselem and all of these radical left Israeli groups. And it didn't matter a bit when Hamas came in because they burnt her in her own home anyway. My point is, in all of the counterfactuals of this conflict, the most important one is what could have happened if instead of educating a generation into wanting to annihilate their neighbors, Hamas in power had spent 18 years building up a state, teaching peace, creating coexistence with their neighbors. You think any of the people on the kibbutzim in the south or the young people dancing at the Nova party weren't dreaming of the day that the Palestinian government in Gaza would have created those conditions for them to live beside as well? Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, no, right.
Everybody argues against
nobody's arguing. Douglas, it's just,
no,
again,
I mean here.
It's not what I'm saying. Look, I'll say this again, because you bring up the point about agency again. And I hear this a lot as a counter. Much like I said in Ukraine, it's not denying anybody agency. I'm not saying that. Believe me, if I was in control of how people acted, I would certainly. Palestinians could have handled things much better, and there are different points where we probably all would agree that we wish they had done it this way and not this way. And I think that embracing, for those Palestinians who embrace terrorism, which pretty early on. I mean, Israel and Palestine have been at war since the existence of Israel, really. And I know it's convenient to kind of pretend October 7th was like the first thing, but actually there's a long history here. I'm not denying any of them agency. The problem is that I see it as like you only seem to focus on the agency of one side. And then, if you want to talk about counterfactuals, I think the most interesting counterfactual, well, maybe I'll give you two. Number one would be Chaim Weizmann, who was essentially supposed to be the David Ben-Gurion, like he was in line as like the number one ranking Zionist. This is pre the creation of the State of Israel, who urged all of the Zionist militias to not embrace terrorism.